Hello, what's up, and what's happening? Welcome back for yet another edition of Throwback Thursday. Now, this right here is a little bit different. We're going to be talking about improving the running game, improving animations in Madden. And I'm using Madden 07 because I'm going to be doing the Superstar series with Madden 07. I want to thank you guys for giving me all the suggestions on names, schools, positions. You know, people want me to do a real in-depth storyline, and I think that's a fantastic idea, and that's why you're not getting it this Thursday because, again, I'm out of town. I'm actually doing this on Monday night. So, yeah, I'm doing this Monday night, trying to get this out there for y'all. You're going to see it Thursday. Obviously, you guys are watching right now on Thursday, but I'm doing this Monday night. So, but anyways, man, I want to give you guys in-depth on that, on your guys' suggestions of names and positions and stuff. So I want to make it cool, want to make it a cool series. And don't worry, if I don't pick your player, I will be picking more players from Madden 15, especially if they have the Road to Glory camera angle, which will be in the game. I'm hearing rumors it's just going to be for the defensive side of the ball, which would suck, which would be the stupidest thing in the world if we can't get that on offense for our connected franchise players. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. But right here, we're looking at Brian Westbrook, running back for the Philadelphia Eagles, and we're watching my man break tackles. Now, in Madden 05, they introduced the hit stick, right? Well, to counter the hit stick, they brought in the truck stick for 06. One problem with that, the truck stick only really worked for the bigger running backs. Your Larry Johnsons, your Jamal Lewis's, your Jerome Bettis's, your Eddie George's of the world, stuff like that. It really didn't work for a guy like Brian Westbrook. So what they did in Madden 07, which I think they need to bring back, is the highlight stick. The highlight stick. Now these are, I guess, these are programmed with this player. I'm just flicking up on the right stick and they're giving me these animations. Now if you notice, Brian Westbrook hasn't really ran anybody over. He's not trying to dip his shoulder. He's not trying to, you know, break somebody's shoulder pads or nothing like that. He's trying to use his quickness, his elusiveness, trying to use his agility to get away from the defender. That's excellent. That is excellent right there. I don't know what happened to Madden, but on PlayStation 2, they had it right. They had it right, man. They had it right. Now, I know a lot of people, they still love ESPN 2K5. I'm one of them. I still play that game, you know, not on the daily, but weekly I play that game. You guys will be getting some footage on that too. But I kind of wanted to just use Madden to show the guys working on Madden that you guys had it right, even though I know that the development team has changed. You guys had it right at one point. Just get back to that, then work on the 3D grass and having the Jumbotrons realistic and all that other stuff. Like, just get the gameplay right and then work on all that other stuff, even though I'm excited on what I heard on Monday. But anyways, man, now we're looking at Jamal Lewis, and look how he's running compared to Brian Westbrook. He is running behind his pads. He is running with a lot more power. His runs are a lot more physical. So this led me to believe that these guys had actual signature highlight stick moves. Signature highlight stick moves. So that means in Madden 25, right, 25 years deep into this Madden thing, that we should have signature moves. That Chris Johnson shouldn't feel like Adrian Peterson. You know what I mean? That a guy like Jamal Lewis, you know, shouldn't feel like Frank Gore. Like a guy like Marshawn Lynch shouldn't feel like Shady McCoy. Wow. They were going in the right direction way back when. Whatever happened, I don't know. But we need to get back to this. And of course, you can't be perfect. You're never going to be perfect. I believe there's not ever been a perfect sports game. Never been a perfect sports game. There's been some close ones. Don't get me wrong. There's been some close ones. But all in all, there's never been a perfect sports game. But just think about, they start with the running back position, where Shady McCoy feels different than Marshawn Lynch. You know, Chris Johnson feels different than Adrian Peterson. You know what I mean? Frank Gore and Jamal Charles feel different from each other, because then you're adding signature stuff where, shoot, if you feel like running people over, then you pick the Seattle Seahawks. You're not trying to make nobody miss, but you actually have real highlights. It ain't that just, you know, an 18-wheeler just running over a mouse or something like that. Those are the animations that we had in Madden, you know, 25, where you just dip your shoulder and these people just fall over like bowling pins. You know what I mean? No, we need actual animations. Look at that. The player touches Jamal Lewis and gets bounced back. Jamal Lewis is freaking just running people over. Look at the power he's running with. I love it. So Brian Westbrook, he ran with a lot of finesse. My man Jamal Charles ran with power. LT, you're going to see some of those same finesse moves that Brian Westbrook had, but then you're going to also see some different breaking tackles or just getting out of tackles than both Jamal Lewis had and both Brian Westbrook had. He has like his own set of moves because back then he was the Adrian Peterson of the day. You know what I mean? He could kind of do it all. Look at the power. Look at just and it's not, and even though he's running with power, it's different from what Jamal Lewis was running with. It's a different type of power. You know, he still is very finesse. He's more elusive. He's using his elusiveness. Wow, excuse me. He's using his elusiveness to get out of tackles. Even though he's running with some power, it doesn't look exactly like Jamal Lewis. We need to get to this. We need to get to this point because then you can start working on the receivers, right? Now, bigger receivers, you know, like your Randy Moss. Even though Randy Moss was finesse, he was pretty, you know, he was pretty strong. He is 6'4", 200 plus pounds. He was pretty strong. So your bigger receivers like Megatron, Alshon Jeffries, Brandon Marshall, your Anquan Boldens of the world, you know what I mean? Larry Fitz. These guys should get off the line differently than a Deshaun Jackson would, differently than a T.Y. Hilton would, because they might use more power to get off of the line. You know what I mean? And it's like we have to get to that point. Too many times, your big receivers feel like small receivers, and your small receivers feel like big receivers. Now, we all know that you can run a fade route with the big receivers, but not too many people run the fade routes in the red zone. A lot of people resort on the running game to get into the end zone when they get inside the 20. But it would just be cool to start seeing some signature moves. Now, again, you don't really have to make it like NBA 2K with the shot stick and all that stuff, because, of course, LeBron James' shot looks different from anybody else's shot. Tim Duncan's shot looks different from anybody else's. Kobe's looks different from anybody else's. In football, it's kind of hard to see those different similarities, like in the running mechanics and stuff like that. A lot of football players run a similar, you know what I mean, running. There's really not too many variations of running that you can get into, especially to recreate in a football game. But if we can get different animations for different types of players, different styles of players, then Madden, you can finally start giving us different game modes. Because if you realize, ever since the 360, it's been with Pro Tech. It's been like there's so many different fabs and game mode. I mean, not game modes, but gameplay, you know, advancements or adjustments that EA has come out with for Madden ever since like 2008 on the 360 and PlayStation 3, and they still ain't got it right. They're still talking about gameplay and stuff like that. And of course, gameplay is important, but when you're working on gameplay for 8 years and you still ain't got it right, just go back to the basics. Go back to what you was doing in 03, 04, 05, 06, and even 07 on the PlayStation 2, and then work your way up. And then put all these nice graphics in there. Then make sure the grass is 3D. Then make sure Colin Kaepernick has his tattoos and all that stuff. But get the gameplay right. And all you got to do is give the power back some power back animations. Give them some power back animations. Make Adrian Peterson feel like a freaking train out there. Make Marshawn Lynch feel like a beast, and give him some custom animations where maybe he has a stiff arm that nobody else does. Maybe he runs over linebackers like nobody else does. Why not? Why not? Because then again, you could start working on other positions. You could really start working on, you know, how this one guy tackles over this guy. Maybe this guy always tackles with his shoulders, so maybe he's more liable to miss tackles than this guy who wraps up all the time. You know what I mean? It's like it needs to start getting deeper. You can't keep on coming out with a new Madden and throwing something new in it. You know what I mean? Like, what, 13, the passing game was overpowering. Then this year, you know, in Madden 25, the outside run, the stretch plays. You know, the stretch runs to the outside, overpowering. You know, a lot of people fear that the defense is going to be too overpowering. Just make a realistic game. Get away from all this, you know, all this crap. Naming the new gameplay engine and all this stuff. Like, let's just get back to the basics. Make football football. So if they was to bring these guys, these 4 guys back, let's say in MUT, let's say all these guys have a card in MUT, I would want Larry Johnson and Jamal Lewis to run pretty similar. They ran with power, they ran behind their pads. A guy like LT, he should run, you know, kind of more elusively. Brian Westbrook, he's trying to get away from contact. He's not sticking out contact. Jamal Charles, he's really not seeking out contact. He's trying to get away from people. But anyways, that's going to wrap this one up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, you know I enjoy bringing it to you. Next Thursday, we're going to be starting on the stories for my superstar characters. Hope you guys are looking forward to it. I'm going to see y'all later. Peace. Hot sauce.